Hello, everybody. It is Monday. How are you tonight? Who is with us tonight? Vina's in first. Hey, Vina. You are first. Congratulations. Zach, how are you? Good to have you with us tonight on this Monday night. Good thing the boss lady let you out early so you could hop on, Zach. Glad to have you here.
Your sound's much better tonight.
My sound is much better tonight. It's amazing what happens when you plug in the wire. Hey, Adele and Dazzle, how are you? Good to have you all here. What are we grateful for this Monday night? Monday night! Marvelous Monday! Marvelous Monday. Hey, Rose, you did make it tonight. Welcome. Welcome to the show. The Bears. Well, hey, you know, at least Tampa Bay won yesterday. The Cowboys lost. The Patriots lost. I didn't hear what the Broncos did. Hey, Karen, how are you? We're sort of a multi-team household. Crystal clear tonight. Yeah, Cassandra was like, make sure you plug in the wire. So I did. I double-checked it before I went live. It was really very funny. I wish you could have... at some point, we'll take pictures of this so you can see what it looks like from this side. And I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at you guys, and I'm like, oh, the wire's just hanging out there. But yet you hear me. So... on the old set, you wouldn't hear me, which is really kind of funny because I was actually closer to the device on the old set. I should be back. How am I doing now? Am I better now? I should be good now. Hey, Kitty's here. Amy's here. Welcome, Amy. Karen. But our affiliates like Angie, Angie's absolutely amazing. Hey, my tech team on the job here. But all of the affiliates really, really kicked it up a notch during this. I mean, we have the best affiliates in this industry. I mean, and I've consulted across industries, and still, quite honestly, do. I have really, during this pandemic, broadened the industries that I consult to. Okay, and totally broadened them. I mean, I've dealt with industries that I've never consulted to before. This industry in particular has the best affiliates. I mean, the best members, the best affiliates, the best everything, and has totally kicked it up as we've worked our way through this pandemic. And we are working our way through it. It is not over. It does not end on January 1st, 2021. Okay, it does not have a magic wand and makes it go away. I wish I did. But these are amazing things. So I'm glad to hear. Thank you for sharing that. It's so amazing when we hear the good, because so often it's so easy to talk the bad about anything that's happening. And even somebody that showed up in my LinkedIn today had posted a review and that they had gotten from a customer on, and it was just really amazing. And these things matter, and the goodness in all this is what makes it good. What makes us keep on moving forward. Even an email I got tonight asking about the YouTube channel we're a little behind. We've had a lot going on, so it doesn't happen automatically that these videos go over there. Okay. Cassandra makes all that happen. Adele makes all the files go over to Resale Strong. And it just doesn't always, there's just only so many hours in the day, no matter how much I try to push it. So, but it's so nice to hear what, these videos mean. Somebody thought, I stopped. Hey, Sylvia. You're awesome, Sylvia. Great to have you here. Yes, they are, Julie. Everyone that is affiliated with Narch does rock, and we're really blessed. Hey, Yvonne's with us tonight. All right, all good. So what else are we grateful for? We're grateful for Angie. We're grateful for our affiliates. What else are we grateful for on this marvelous Monday? Marvelous Monday. I'm in the blue that you guys like, although, more relaxed sweater. It's a little cooler here in New England today. They actually showed a snowflake on the weather for Friday. I don't know. I think it's way too early to be talking about that, but I think that's going to make my staff want me to turn on the heat by the end of the week. I'm holding out for November at the house, but the staff ruled out small business grants. That's not nice. I want them to rule in small business grants. I want them to rule them in. Rolled out. Yuck. I'm sorry to hear sleet, Kitty. Hey, I like that. That is more Canadian. They're rolling out grants in Newfoundland. Oh, Julie can now work 24 hours a day from wherever she's at. That's so exciting, Julie. Congratulations. That is a double-edged sword. But it is a nice thing. We use that feature to have other people price things. So, like, if something comes in, rather than texting back and forth, they load it into the system. They load it with pictures. And with remote access, another pricer can price it at their convenience. They can go in and see things that have been added to the system with pictures and descriptions, but no price. And they use that so it's not an interruption. Well, how much should I price this at? Or how much should I price that at? Okay, it's not an interruption. And so we use the system to do that. It's just one of the tools that we do. Grants are at any level are huge, Karen, because grants do not have to be paid back, and that's the big deal with grants. So, as long as it's not too much legwork for a small grant. There was a small grant that we could have gotten, but it was more paperwork and time than the value of the grant. And I'm just like, I appreciate the thought, but really? You would have thought I was getting $1 million grant for the amount of paperwork they had. I mean, it was like this. And I'm just like, no. I'm like, not going to do it for that. And it totally will let you manage better, Julie. So having remote access will let you manage things on your time when you're not there. And, you're well disciplined, so I'm not worried about you being working all hours of the day and night there. So that is wonderful. Hey, a simple 5K. That's a good thing, especially with the year you have. I mean, let's not forget we had Snowmageddon. You know, you've had the pandemic. You know, there was something else that happened in Newfoundland too. I forget what, but blizzard. Roads closed from a blizzard? Yuck, Kelly. I'm not coming out to visit you. I don't do blizzards. It was bad enough when I did Snowmageddon in Newfoundland. She's like, bring your boots. I'm like, boots? I don't have travel boots. I had my Ugg boots. I don't do Snowmageddon. I don't do blizzards, but there is I mean, it's 2020, so we're just as likely to have a blizzard and then a typhoon or something, or a hurricane. Who knows? I don't put anything past this year. And 74 yesterday and a blizzard today. So, no, that's great, everybody. I'm glad to hear all this good stuff in between the Snowmageddon. I didn't think Albuquerque got blizzards, Kelly. I'm very confused. Yeah, I remember driving around those walls of snow and everything and climbing over things to get to a beer. I remember us climbing over snow to get to a beer. We did climb over snow to get to a beer. The important things in life. But it's great to have you all here on this marvelous Monday. I'm going to dive right in because you guys want me to start, you want me to skip what's happening in the world and go to heavier topics. So let's flip to the Good Morning, Good Night book. Your new website is live. Awesome, Joanne. Another shout out to Angie. I'm going to have to check out your website. Snowed in Chicago, Amy. Oh, my. We start the program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we go. Tonight, we are on... I like this. I don't know that we've ever read this one. We're on page 128 tonight. 128 if you're following along in your own copy of the Good Morning, Good Night book. Good morning. Your worst fears about yourself only need a drop of attention and sunlight to grow quick and wreck your whole shit. Clear away those weeds. Take time to harvest your strengths and your joys. Your joys. Water and sunlight to the best in you. Yes, you. That is our good morning tonight. Patty Johnson, Melissa. Welcome, people. Welcome to Marvelous Monday. Marvelous Monday. So, I gave you as homework last night. For those of you that were tuned in last night, okay, your homework was to think about this. Nebraska Angie, have your ears been burning? They have been talking about you tonight. You'll have to go back and catch the replay because they have been talking about you right since we said go tonight. Right since we said go. Okay, so Melissa's pop-in question for the night. Pop-in question for the night is about voting and allowing your staff to vote. Okay, most companies, many companies, okay, you have to allow your employees to vote. You do not have to give them paid time off to vote. Okay, it's all good, Angie, it's all good. You do not have to give them paid time off to vote, although some big companies are this year giving 2 to 3 hours to employees. Some are giving a whole day. okay, as part of the voter right project, right to vote project, or encouraging voting. Okay. Um, Melissa's specific question is, giving people time off to vote with the long lines could leave you shorthanded if they're voting on voting day. And yeah, it's gonna be a crazy day, Melissa. So I mean, you want to make sure that people have time to vote either before or after work, or during work, so that you stagger your shifts to allow it as best as possible. It's not perfect. Even in our household, I'm the only one that's voting in person. We can't vote early in Connecticut. Uh, um, we can't do that. So I'm the only person in our house that's voting in person out of all of us. So 1 out of 5 is voting in person. The rest voted by mail. It is a real it's a real thing, but we don't want to discourage the right to vote, and especially in your charged city, Melissa, we definitely don't want to discourage anybody.
How do you feel about scheduling it so at least you're, as the store owner or the staff, is not?
Yeah, I would do my best to schedule people their time to vote if they're normally scheduled in that day. I would schedule those breaks to give the best opportunity for that. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect at all. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. No matter how you schedule, it's not going to be perfect. I would take your best shot at it, Melissa, and roll with it, and let your staff know why it's so important. Okay, and exercising their right to vote, whether they did it early, whether they did it on D-Day, whether they did it by mail, is so important. And encouraging them to do so, because it does matter. Votes matter. Okay, elections are won and lost on just a handful, a couple of votes. It really does matter. Okay, I can't stress enough how much it matters. Although one of my favorite election stories, okay, and this is a true story, okay, is the governor of Massachusetts, who is pre-pandemic, anyways, it was generally viewed pretty popularly. Okay, approval ratings in the 70s for a politician, that's good, and for a Republican governor in Massachusetts, which is a very Democrat area, is very good. So that's a good thing. But he's looking for validation from his mother. Okay, and Mom, I'm good. I got 70%. And she's like, you're happy with a C? My child is happy with a C? You're not my child. I mean, 70s are great in politics, but no, you're not you're happy with a C? Oh, but every vote matters, people. So encouraging your people to vote, encouraging your customers to vote, having a special if they show you a picture of them mailing in their ballot, if they show you their I voted sticker, if they did something, if they swear on the Holy Register that they voted, doing something, just encouraging voting. Not the politics of it, not the dying on the sword of it, but the actual civic duty. These are important civic duties, okay? And so few people in other parts of the world don't have this opportunity, okay? The opportunity to vote is a cherished one, okay? And so appreciate that we have that. You don't want to lose that opportunity. You don't want to lose the opportunity to be able to vote. You don't want to lose, and it's important, as I stress all the time in speaking to our representatives. I don't have a problem talking to any of them. Okay, I pick up the phone and I just call. And, it is important. It is like, when I've served, I know so much we think about getting out of jury duty, but when I served on a jury for over a month, okay, that was not fun per se to have give up a month of your time, more than a month to serve on a jury, but the responsibility to our society is huge, and that's what's so important. Yeah, I think you're going to be okay, Melissa. You can jostle it and schedule it, and you can make it work. I got faith in you, Melissa. You juggle those 2 kids, you can juggle 4 employees voting on the same day, even with lines and Atlanta traffic. You can do it. You are not alone voting in your state. You! Oh, people. So what maybe. I was going to try to be there early on election day so I can deal with it, and so I don't have to deal with the wacky lady that always wants to talk to me at the election booth. So I try not to do that. But okay, so last night I gave you the thought to think about. Your thought last night to think about, okay, was, are you losing dollars trying to save pennies? Are you losing dollars trying to save pennies? That was my thought. That is what I gave you on shipping last night, because this is the hot topic. Is shipping, okay? And everybody will tell you there's a better program for shipping and everything else, and I'm not going to really get into the software of shipping, because it doesn't. The program you use matters as your volume goes up. How's that? Okay, the more you're shipping, okay, the better discounts you can get with different programs. But, excuse me, but the real thing is to understand what your overall costs are over time. Okay, everybody freaks out on me about the one order or the big thing that you're shipping. Okay, shipping. Hang on a second. I got something. Oh, I can't get that up there. Let me get something big. I've got to ship this pumpkin, this big, heavy pumpkin. Okay, and I got to ship it from Massachusetts to California. You know how much it's going to cost to ship this pumpkin, and how heavy it is? It is so heavy. Oh my God. So heavy, and I got to ship this from Massachusetts to California, and it's going to cost a fortune, okay? My pumpkin, my Mickey Mouse pumpkin, okay, is going to cost a fortune, okay? But you forget about all the t-shirts that you shipped in between, okay? Shipping, you need to look at not as much on one order, but on the law of averages. Okay, and you have to include all of your costs for shipping, okay, in your tracking, okay? So if you are a store that happens to use pink packaging, for example, this fancy pink packaging costs more than a plain white vanilla envelope, or a yellow manila envelope, or a padded envelope. I mean, but this makes a statement. Okay, when you get a pink package or a green package, and what's one of the other colors? So I think blue. Does Vina do blue? I think it's. I think Sonia does a green. I think Vina does like an aqua maybe. Marianne does the pink. Okay. When you use a more expensive packaging, you just have to include it in your cost. You have to include whatever the packaging is. Okay. In your cost of shipping, okay? But you can't get bogged down about one order, okay? Because if you spend all your time measuring and weighing every one-off item that you have in your store, you'll go nuts, okay? You can't scale it, okay? Measuring and weighing, taking the time to measure and figure out what you're boxing for every one-off item that's on your website. You can't grow it, okay? We enter everything in our system at 1 pound. Okay, we have the ability, except for the things that we don't want to ship. Okay, which we set at a really high weight so so it won't show up in a shipping calculator. But we have everything in at 1 pound. So that shirt that just weighs, I'll cover it tomorrow because I don't actually have the size of poly mailers that I use on me, because I wasn't at the warehouse today and I had a pink package today. So I had a pink package so I use as my prop, but I will bring tomorrow, so this is a multi-night discussion, people, on shipping. Tomorrow I will bring the various size mailers that we use before we get into boxes. Okay, and I'll cover even the boxes that we use as our standard boxes and the free ones that I get from the post office of various sizes. So I will cover that. But I want to cover, okay, you know, the real cost of this, okay? Because when we list everything at a pound, 4 ounces that we ship, okay, I can ship first class mail, okay? So that may cost me a few dollars to ship, plus the cost of the mailer. Okay, hey, Tamika's with us tonight live. Okay, plus the cost of the mailer. Don't forget to ever include the cost of the mailer. When we're budgeting for shipping and packaging costs, we basically say every mailer costs us $1. Okay, if you're using fancier mailers, that may cost you a little bit more. But we use the $1 as our cost point on that, and our cost, because these things cost money. Part of it is you have to remember these sales that you're selling online are found business. These are people that are not going to walk into your store. Okay, they are not coming in, people. Okay, even if they live in the next town over, they're not coming in. They're online shoppers, and that's okay. This is found business. This is found business. Your shipping costs, okay, our goal from shipping is not to be 100% perfect. And believe me, we remember, every time we ship a big pumpkin like this, a big heavy pumpkin like this, okay, remember how many dollars we lost shipping this to California. And you'd say, Neil, the pink calculator guy, why does he want to lose money shipping this to California? I don't. Okay, but I also know that it's not worth my time. It is not worth my time to weigh and measure every item beforehand so that I can get a 100% accurate price for every item. We load too many items. We load too many items. You want cake, wine, and a Christmas card from Shopify for what you pay for shipping. Yes. But that is found business, Melissa. That is found business. That is people that are not going to walk in your store. Yes, UPS is getting much more competitive in their rates. So using a software platform that lets you switch between shipping, and we're going to talk more about that tomorrow. I want to get us over the initial shock of what each package costs to ship, trying to figure out each item. You got to Melissa and Vina are obviously doing a lot more shipping than many of you are at this point, but you hope to do even more of it this holiday season. So with that, okay, you have to be of the mindset of not worrying about this individual package. Okay, what this one package costs you to ship, okay, you can't lose sleep over that. Our goal as a company, okay, is to be within 10% of our actual cost on shipping and materials. Okay, remember I said that we build in $1 for the cost of packing and material. And if you're using a fancy package like a pink package, it may cost you more. Okay, but you have to look at the law of averages. If you don't remember, you remember the package that you lost $10 on, okay, or $15 on, okay, and but you never remember the packages that you made 50 cents on, that you shipped. Yes. Being within 10% is good because this is found business. So if you're within 10%, okay, to essentially have another location set up, okay, and have this business come in and build repeat business by including mailers and other things in the thing. So they come back to you, okay, building a repeat business. Hey, Ellen, I'm feeling chic tonight, okay. That is your goal, okay, is to build a repeat business. Get these people. They become very loyal, just like your best shoppers that want to come in and see what's new. Your online shoppers become very loyal as well. We have some phenomenal online shoppers that shop us all the time, okay. You can almost set your watch to it when the new order will roll in from them each week. And that's great. We love it, okay. We love watching that. You know, you have to work on the average cost of this, okay? Don't get caught up, okay, trying to save pennies, okay, worrying that I mean, if I ship this to California, okay, I'm going to lose money on it for what my system by default will charge them for shipping, okay? And there's just no way, because of the way the ears stick up and everything else, I'm going to get it in a small enough box that I can ship this across the country cheap for less or the same as what I'm charging. So I'm going to spend more money getting this to California, okay? And that's okay, because I'm going to ship a lot of smaller packages too, okay, that I'm going to make a couple of dollars each on, or $1 each, or 50 cents each. Okay, and that is going to make up for the labor and the time. If I had to calculate each of my items that were bigger, or each of my clothing items, like people will buy a snowsuit or something, or a winter jacket, okay, that costs more to ship, okay, if I had to do that on each of those, okay, it would be labor intensive, okay. When you look at your labor costs per minute, okay, of handling an item, to take the time to measure it, to figure out what in advance for something that may sell in store or may sell online, okay, it is not worth the labor, okay, unless you're handling extremely high-end merchandise all the time, and then I could justify the labor, but even then I'm not really justifying it, because if I'm selling such expensive things all the time, I can justify the eating some of the more of the shipping. So there's really not a good justification in this business unless you're shipping furniture to do. I will go through my whole rate chart tomorrow with you. I will go through that. I'll print our current rate chart. We look at our shipping, okay, monthly, quarterly, and yearly, okay. So we don't get bogged down in a day of shipping. We don't get bogged down in a week shipping. We don't get bogged down really in a month shipping. We look at it for any trends, okay. Hey, Krita, how are you? But on a quarterly basis, we might adjust our shipping rates based on what's really happening, because there's enough runway there. There's enough time between. There's a fruit fly in here that's joining the program. There's enough runway between the times and enough packages that we will have shipped that we have enough data, okay, to make educated changes. So if we're running above the 10%, we'll increase our rates. If we're running below, okay, we might have the opportunity to decrease our rates, depending on what the trend is. Last year, we actually squeaked out making money on shipping. Okay, this year we're averaging about $100 a month. Well, it's actually less than that because when I looked at it at the end of September, we were averaging on the year, we were spending $100 more in shipping than we were collecting. Okay, so that's after 9 months, that would be $900 or so. The thing that I didn't calculate in that, or I didn't look at when I looked at that number, was what our inventory was at the time in packaging, okay, and supplies. And if I were to have looked on the shelf, okay, at the end of September, looked at our end of month inventory for September on packaging supplies, I'm pretty sure we would have probably had $600 in packaging supplies, $500-600 sitting on the shelf. Because we buy it in bulk, and we would have had something like that sitting on the shelf. So we really, while we would have absorbed that cost, okay, and that would have been in our $900 more of spend on the year, it would not have been used yet. So it really would not have been that bad in the whole scheme of things versus the volume of orders. Again, it's about driving the orders up and driving people. You have to connect with customers where they are, but we just can't lose money on that, okay? We don't have to make big money, and you will lose money on some orders. That's okay. Again, you are okay, worrying about pennies to make dollars, okay? And I don't like to lose any money, but this is a different marketing system. When you sell online, okay, to grow your business online, to actually grow your business, okay, to scale your business, you have to have integrated systems. So you have to have an inventory system that talks to your website, and your website that talks to your inventory system, and that are in sync, okay? You can't be doing these one-off items because you can't scale, okay? If you have to do everything on 2 systems, you can't scale it. You'll never be able to grow it to any significant level. We're going to fall a little short of our goal. Our goal was to have a rolling 20,000 items by the end of October on our website. So that means between what we're adding and what we're selling, both in store and online, to have about 20,000. I think we're going to fall a little short of that by the end of the month. But that's okay. We've been busy too, so I'm okay with that. But you know, we'll get there because that is the next level we're trying to achieve, and we see each time we level up, okay, and raise that bar, okay, we grow the sales because people want selection, okay. People want to see something different. They want to see what's new. They want to see the selection. But don't lose dollars trying to save pennies with shipping, okay? You can get bogged down in shipping, and you can choose 12 different programs from Sunday. You can use the Shopify. You can use Shopify. You can use the Shopify shipping links. You can use programs such as Stamp.com or what's the one that I don't have time to go to the post office? You have a business to run that advertises all the time. You know, it is you know, linking all these things, just having a good system in place and linking all your systems is the important part. Rose, we list on our own website, and we refer everybody back to that. We link to Facebook, and I think we're linked to Insta now. We're linked to eBay and our eBay store as well. But it's one item entered once, linked to many places. Right, shipping easy. The software doesn't matter, okay? You can bog yourself down with software. As you grow your volume, it matters, okay? But the actual tool with that, there's so many great ones out there. Right, Ship Easy, Stamps.com, you know, there's just so many of them. You know, you got to use what you find simple to use. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay. is keeping your life easy, but don't get bogged down. Well, we should talk, Rose, okay? Because there are certainly cycles to it, but the biggest key is having an upcycle of items. Okay, did your item count? My initial thought in your particular case, Rose, and not knowing anything more than what I know, okay, would be during your time off, did your addition of new items fall off because people were working the store? So keeping your circle going. Okay. Right. There's a huge misconception that it's all high end. I mean, I've seen the flicker come across my screen here. It is not high end. It is the $10 and $20 sales that are making the day. And I'll do tomorrow. I will read you some of tomorrow because you need to know this. Okay, you need to hear some of the very basic stuff that we're selling and the price people are paying for it. Now, so I'll do a printout tomorrow, and I will read you off for tomorrow's show. I will read you off some of the things we're selling, okay, for $8.99, $9.99, $7.99, $4.99, $15.99. This is not high-end stuff, but people will buy it. They will pay for shipping, okay, but your systems have to be in place so that you can load quantity, okay, because people want to see things. So in your case, Rose, what I was saying is I think, during your time off, just to think about what happened when you were off, okay, were people in your store not loading as many items during that time? And so you have a little bit of a lag that's caused your temporary dip in sales, okay? And that happens to all of us whenever there's things. We've had photographers be out sick before, and hey, why aren't there new items on? We'll get emails. Why aren't there new items on the site? Or I was in the store yesterday and I saw this item. I can't find it on the website yet. Why isn't it on the website yet? And it's like, okay, there's only so many hours in the day, people. We do the we do the best we can with it, but it's growing in that manner. And so I'll bring some of that tomorrow to have for you, because that's very, very real stuff. When I read you off, I mean, I know I was talking to Julie one day when she was trying to call me to understand some of what I was shipping, and I had the order screen in front of me up on the computer, and I was just reading off. She's like, that's stuff in my store. Hey, Michelle, well, you were live tonight. I saw that. Good to have you with us. That type of thing is it's very empowering when you hear the regular, everyday stuff that we sell. Okay, and I know we have a lot of stuff shipping tomorrow. And that's not to show off, it's volume. It's about volume, and it's about volume of small stuff. Okay, but we've refined our processes to get that small stuff up there, which is also driving in-store sales, especially during this crazy time. We're getting husbands coming in with pictures that their wife sent them with off our website. Okay, I need this, this, and this. My wife says I have to have these 5 things. So these are important times, and having that way. But again, the concept for the back of your head, okay, the concept, okay, is do not lose dollars trying to save pennies. And I'm a big believer. You've heard me say it many times. Okay, if you watch the pennies, the nickels take care of themselves. Okay, but in this instant, do not lose dollars trying to save pennies. Do not lose dollars trying to save pennies. And we're worrying about what the cost is of each order bogs us down in that. Okay? Absolutely bogs us down. So I don't want you to be bogged down, but I do want to get us to the next level. I want us all to level up especially as we head into winter, especially as we don't know what's next. We don't know where the end is. You know, I've had some people tell me today, well, it's all going to be better after the election's over. And the virus doesn't go away after Election Day. The virus doesn't go away when it's January. It doesn't happen that way. It just doesn't, that's not the way this works, okay? So this is a game. You have to play the long game in this, okay? You know, I was explaining to somebody today, you know, we'll probably be wearing masks for 2 years. I didn't say that because I'm excited to wear masks for 2 years. I hate wearing a mask, but I do it to protect my community. And that's why we do it. And so, you know, I hope it's not 2 years, and if it's less, great, and if it's longer, and if that's what it takes to protect our community, I'll do it. So we'll get to the other side of this, because we're working our way to the other side. Okay, there's only one way to the other side, and we're going there together, people. We are going there together. You know, this video, and everything we talk about here, goes over to narts.org/resalestrong by noon the next day. This video, everything we talk about, all the resources, everything that I reference goes over there. Cassandra and Adele make it all happen. They make me look good, although I did dress myself today. Picked out this outfit all by myself. Modeling. But these are all there at narts.org/resalestrong, including the link where these videos are on the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when a new video drops. You can also share that with everybody you know in business. Every butcher, baker, candlestick maker, get to the other side. We're helping everybody get to the other side of this. No, we're leaving no business behind. No business. Ladies and gentlemen, we start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program. Our Good Morning tonight is on page 128 if you weren't here in the beginning. Good morning. Your worst fears about yourself only need a drop of attention and sunlight to grow quick and wreck your whole shit. Clear away those weeds. Take time to harvest your strengths and your joys. Yes, your joys. Water and sunlight to the best in you. Our good night tonight. Good night. Doubts may grow as shadows loom. When you're alone with your thoughts, plant music, art, pics of the ones you love in the darkest corners. Harvest the fruits of your daydreams and rest. Water and sunlight to the best in you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party. Pink Friday is coming. I haven't heard how we're doing it yet, but Pink Friday's coming. I'm just saying. A wedding, a bar mitzvah, whatever the party is, we will party again, and I will be there with you in person. It's gonna happen, people. It's gonna happen. I am back here tomorrow night at more 8 than ish. More 8 than ish. I'm finishing up. Then you can watch the replay. More 8 than ish. But until tomorrow at more 8 than ish, where we continue the topic of not losing dollars while chasing pennies. Not losing dollars while chasing pennies. Know that you and you, but most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. I'll see you tomorrow night, everybody. It's time for dessert. Have a great